There are different types of crop production, and I am going to divide those up into four types. The first is cereals, and these in particular provide energy. They typically are carbohydrates, they provide calories, starches, and carbohydrates. The typical crops that are cereal are corn, wheat, rice. So if you think about cereals, you're sort of thinking corn, wheat, rice, and there are a host of others. Another energy crop is potatoes, and that occurs in Ireland in a specific case. These crops, corn, wheat in particular, are typically often used as livestock feeds as well. So we have cereals, which are energy source. Then we have oil seeds, which provide primarily fat and protein. So if we're looking at cereals, there's part of the corn, for example, that's protein and fat, but it's predominantly carbohydrate or energy source. Oil seeds tend to be high in protein and fats. And these crops include soybeans. Soybeans is a big one. Sunflowers, palm oil, and canola. As we've mentioned already, fats and protein become more of a dietary concern once we've reached our caloric intake. We can meet these with these crops as well as meat, milk, and eggs. The third type is fruit, vegetable, nuts, and there are many different types. Then one characteristic of these types are that they are relatively small in acres. You can think of many different types: oranges, grapes, tomatoes, strawberries, broccoli. There's many different types. They typically have small numbers of acres. They are useful for vitamins, minerals, etc. And they can also be an important source of energy, fat, and protein, but they're not that primarily. You eat vegetables for other benefits. You don't necessarily eat vegetables because they're high in calories, fat, or protein. These also tend to be important sources of beverage. Think orange juice, think wine, think coffee. So we have cereals, we have oil seeds, we have fruits, vegetables, and nuts, which is a large category, but many crops, smaller acres. And then we have pasture. And pasture is grass, alfalfa, legumes, and they primarily provide animal feed for a particular type of animal, a ruminant. And this isn't all animals. For example, hogs, swine, more generally, swine and poultry aren't pasture-based. Those animals can't get energy and protein primarily from pasture, just as humans can't primarily get energy from pasture. So those are the four types of crops. And again, there's a large number of crops in each one of those. If you again go back to our food label, if we look at total fat, total carbohydrates, and proteins, we get our fats from protein and oil seeds, or oil seeds provide protein. Soybeans provide not only protein, but they also provide margarine and other oils that are primarily fat. Meat also serves in this need, as well as dairy, or butter from dairy. Our carbs come primarily from cereals, bread, potatoes, corn-based products, and our proteins come from, again, protein, oil seeds, and meat.